Many language learners tienden a huir, tend to run away from irregular verbs. It's like, wait, I just learned how regular verbs work and now you're telling me there are irregular verbs as well? What? Why? Luckily, you won't be running away after watching this video. Hola, te doy la bienvenida a Spring Spanish. Welcome to Spring Spanish. Yo soy Mariana. And trust me, I know that feeling towards irregular verbs. As a language learner myself, I know that irregular verbs seem crazy and random at first. Y eso da miedo, and that's scary. But Spanish irregular verbs are not as hard como parecen as they might seem. They actually follow certain patterns, and at Spring Spanish, we know exactly how to help you learn them with chunks. So, if you're interested in learning 13 irregular verbs in Spanish and how to do it with chunks, you have to watch this video. Ready? Now, what are irregular verbs? Some linguists say that irregular verbs are the remains of grammar rules que ya no se aplican, that are no longer in place. Although they end in AR, ER, and IR like regular verbs do, they follow their own rules. They are the rebels of the Spanish language, so to speak. Otra cosa que debes saber, another thing you should know, is that irregular verbs are frequently used. Therefore, there's no way around them. The good news is that the method we use at Spring Spanish, which is called conversation-based chunking, will allow you to learn these verbs without you having to cram conjugation tables in your brain. If you want to learn more about this innovative method and how it can help you learn Spanish without word lists or cramming grammar, sign up to our free Spanish chunking training by following the link in the description. The most common irregular verbs are ser and estar, both of which mean to be, tener, to have, and ir, to go. I won't be talking about them in this lesson because we have already created a video for each of them. So make sure you check them out when you get the chance. For now, let's go over 13 irregular Spanish verbs. I suggest you stick around until the end to learn some chunks with irregular verbs you will certainly need in most conversations. Like I said before, en general se piensa, it is generally thought that irregular verbs are randomly conjugated, but some of them follow certain patterns. For example, the verbs ending in GIR, such as seguir. If we follow the rules dictated by regular verbs, seguir would be conjugated as sego. But that just sounds wrong. The proper conjugation in the first person singular in the present tense is sigo. Te sigo en redes sociales. I follow you on social media. Chunk alert. Te sigo is an example of a chunk, that is, a fixed word combination that you can learn by heart as a whole so that you don't have to think about grammar rules or conjugation tables on the spot. Native speakers use chunks all the time. In the example above, we're talking about social media, but you will also hear native speakers say te sigo when playing games or when driving. By the way, now that we're at it, en redes sociales is also a chunk. Other verbs ending in GIR include conseguir, to get. Yo te consigo la receta. I'll get that recipe for you. Distinguir, to distinguish. No distingo los colores. A perfect way to memorize these chunks and conjugations is by using flashcards like this. On the front, blank, I can't distinguish between los colores. On the back, no distingo los colores. The verbs ending in ger and gir, such as escoger, to choose, and exigir, to demand, will always end in jo. Look. Yo escojo la película. I'll choose the movie. Exijo que me digas la verdad. I demand that you tell me the truth. If a verb ends in ser, the conjugation will almost always be SCO. Look, agradecer. Agradezco tu ayuda. I appreciate your help. Conocer. Te conozco. Do I know you? Obedecer. Yo obedezco las reglas. I go by the rules. Chunk alert. Te conozco is another example of a chunk. An exception to this rule is the verb hacer, which means to do. Look, yo siempre hago la tarea. I always do my homework. This is the method we use at Spring Spanish. Instead of asking you to memorize conjugation tables, we teach words in context, which are easier to remember when having conversations. If you like learning Spanish like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to click on the bell to get a notification every time a new lesson with chunks is up. That is, from Monday to Friday. Now, let's go over a set of verbs que será útil that will come in handy in most, if not all, of your conversations in Spanish. Decir, to say or to tell. Yo nunca digo mentiras. I never tell lies. That must be a lie because we have all lied at some point, right? Poner, to place or to put on. Me pongo la camiseta. Literally, I'm wearing the shirt. This is an expression Mexicans use to talk about commitment. If someone says, me pongo la camiseta, they're truly committed to doing something. Poder, to be able to. Yo puedo aprender español. I can learn Spanish. This is something you may say to yourself to keep you motivated in your language learning process. Sentir, to feel. Lo siento, I'm sorry. This is another example of a chunk, and it is very popular among native speakers. So, learn it by heart and you will always use it correctly. Muy bien, we have covered 13 irregular Spanish verbs in the first person singular, that is, you talking about yourself in the present tense. There are many more conjugations depending on the tense and the person who's performing the action. So if you want us to prepare a video for each of these verbs, let us know in the comments. Additionally, cuéntame en los comentarios, let me know in the comments which of these verbs was your favorite, and try to write a sentence with it. Next up is a video where I teach you chunks to master the conjugation of the verb ser, another irregular verb which is actually very important. The verb ser follows its own rules, so to speak, so make sure to check out my video to discover the chunks that will make your life easier. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching and nos vemos! Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with your friends.